Hey guys, welcome back to Wild Horizons. My name is Barrett. I didn't introduce myself last time, but we are going to continue the Best Beginner Reptile series. So again, you're going to follow along with us. We're going to showcase a bunch of different animals we have. Last time we did leopard geckos versus bearded dragon, and that one, the leopard gecko took the win. But today we're going to do two other reptiles, both of which are going to be snakes. So our first one here is our hognose. This is Cookie. Cookie is a western hognose snake. He is going to want to move all around here. But western hognoses are found in America, so USA. This is a western hognose. He's a common western hognose. They have a bit of a personality. I was not expecting that. But they have a bit of a personality, as you can see. They make awesome beginner snakes though. So they're super easy to care for. Their maintenance and setup is relatively simple. The part that I love about them is their personality. So as you can see here, this is our friend Cookie. He's gonna want to move all around. We do love to handle our animals, so they get out at least a couple times a week. We try and get them out every day, but there's a lot of them. So what we're going to do today is kind of showcase them. As we did last time, we gave them a rating out of 5 stars. So we're going to do the same with this guy. So first thing we'll do for both of our snakes here today, I'll mention the other snake here in just a little bit if you haven't already seen by the title. But Cookie here lives in a 20-gallon setup. So that is super common for these guys, is to do a 20-gallon setup. It's a very simple and basic enclosure. With most of the bedding we use being aspen bedding. Links down below for that. He is getting me off guard a little bit. But again, all snakes and reptiles, again, I know there's people out there who say they don't need UVB, they do need UVB. We give all of our animals UVB. If they have it in the wild, why not give it to them in captivity? It's always best, but they're gonna need a heating lamp as well. They are going to be underground most of the time, so you're going to not see them a ton like you would with kind of a corn snake, and similar as well, which is the other snake in this video. But Cookie here is usually going to be found in his substrate. So we see him every now and then out and basking in his water bowl, getting some water. With their simple enclosure, it's pretty easy to find them when you do want to get them out. They're all great eaters. They can be picky. Getting them on live versus, getting them on frozen. We do all of ours on frozen. It took a little bit with him. Sometimes you have to deal with hognoses and other snakes in general, especially if they're wild caught, not captive bred. He is a captive bred, but even so, sometimes you have to scent their food. So they are a rear fang venomous snake. And they do this, you'll see here, obviously a couple times now, they do a little hissing and they'll actually hood up. But rear fang venomous, not the venomous kind you'll have to go to the hospital for, just kind of like a little bee sting, but I've actually never been bit by him or our other hognose that we have. But they definitely, will strike at you, not with an open mouth, it's usually with a closed mouth, and they're really not going to bite you. They're only scared of you. But they will also play dead too, which is kind of funny to see, but also that's their defense mechanism, meaning they're scared, so maybe you shouldn't do that to yours all the time. With Cookie here, he is going to want to move around a lot, so they will use every bit of that 20-gallon enclosure, with most reptiles, so never put them in something too small. You can't ever go too big in terms of their enclosure and setup here. But they're going to move around a lot. They're going to need, not a ton of care from you. So they're a relatively easy snake to care for. That's why I classify them as one of the beginner snakes that I'd recommend. And there's all different kinds of morphs out there. So they've gotten really popular in the last couple years. You can find kind of whatever morph or color you want to out there. We have a common, and then we have a lavender, which is kind of like a white. We'll showcase her in just a few minutes. But as you hear now, they'll do like a little kind of hissing noise that they'll do, and they'll flatten out their neck and then strike like that if they're scared. Our Cookie here hates tongs. So We do not tongue feed him. We usually will leave a mouse out, a frozen mouse in his enclosure, and then he will go after that. I'm looking at the camera and not looking at him, so it's getting me all a little bit off guard when he's doing this striking here, but again, it's all show, no bite. So again, with our other one, she also does the same thing. They're all gonna do it. They don't, I would say, love to be handled. You know, they're more of a show creature than they are, you know, anything else. You know, we do like to handle them though, with all of our reptiles, but that's pretty much it, guys. So we're gonna showcase next our other hognose. She is actually missing an eye, so she was born with just one eye instead of two. You know, they're also animals, so let's showcase her and let's put him, a little cranky boy, away. And we'll be right back. All right, so this is Ripley. Ripley is our other western hognose snake. She is a lavender, and she was actually born without an eye. So she's awesome though. So she's a great eater, doesn't stop her from doing anything. So she was born like this, didn't happen, you know, by being hurt or anything like that. But again, just like Cookie, she can be feisty. So again, all hog noses, she's actually acting a lot more calm than she normally is. Normally she's the one hissing at me and going all crazy, but she's being great. So again, same kind of setup that Cookie has, you know, with an aspen bedding, access to water, a couple different hides, but she's going to spend most of her time underground as well. So, you know, with all hog noses, you know, I like to get them as little babies. You know, it's cool watching them grow up. You get them really small and then they get all big. Same with any kind of reptiles, but they live a long time. So you guys want to make sure that, you know, with any animal you get, it's a long-term investment. Make sure you do your research before you just jump in and get something because you think it looks cool. They get big, you know, they need... There's her striking at me, just randomly, and again. You want to make sure you do your research before you get any reptile or amphibian or really any animal in general. So, again, these make awesome beginner reptiles. You know, with Ripley here, there's all different kinds of colors you see. She's a really cool color in my opinion, or morph. But she's gonna spend most of her time underground. You're gonna see her every now and then, get her out to handle her like we are now. And wanna make sure, you know, you spot clean their enclosure and, you know, feed them once a week, as we do ours, with mice. So again, very simple care. So on to the next, and we're gonna rate them at the very end, 1 through 5. So make sure you stay tuned till the end. All right, guys, and we're back. This is our corn snake. His name is Beamer. He is orange, and we named him Beamer after the Virginia Tech cookies. Frank B. He just tried to bite me. He's gonna crawl up my shirt now. I was gonna say they never bite. I've actually never been bit by him. That was the first time I almost just got bit on camera. But they they make great reptiles and pets. I might leave that in for like a little funny blooper because I don't want to present it and be like, oh yeah, it's a great reptile. It bites you all the time. I've never been bit by him, and I've never even had him do that before. So maybe it's all the light. I don't know. He just ate a couple days ago, so it is closer to his feeding time. We do feed our animals once a week, but the cool part about corn snakes that I love is they're super handleable. So they'll kind of latch up on your wrist like this and just sit and chill with you. So they're going to have very similar care needs to the hognose, the western hognose that is, not eastern hognoses, but western hognoses. But corn snakes here, you know, same kind of bedding setup. You're going to have them in a 20-gallon enclosure. That's my recommendation. Always can go bigger, you know, never smaller. But with their setups, you're going to have the aspen bedding. You know, you can use cypress mulch as well, cypress mulch. All the links for that kind of stuff will be down below, so make sure if you need it, go check it out. You can get that stuff on Amazon or your local pet store, PetSmart, places like that have it. But again, they make awesome animals, so they'll sit and chill with you. They eat great, you know. Very rarely are you ever going to have them pass up a meal. He loves his meals, so he will come out and he'll come up at you and you'll get it. They have a crazy food response, so make sure that, you know, when you do get them out to handle them, they know that you're getting them out to handle them and not getting them out to feed. I think that's what he was doing right there, was getting them out to feed. Again, they make awesome snakes. So, you know, any reptile you have, these do get a little bit more on the bigger side, but, you know, when you get them small, they do get big. So make sure you have the proper setup for him, the proper, you know, enclosure and needs and stuff like that. He eats once a week, just like our hognoses do. But again, I don't kind of need to go over, you know, all the similarities. They're very similar in the fact that, you know, they're going to move around a lot, as all snakes normally do, besides your ball pythons. But there's all different kinds of morphs too. So you can get all different kinds of colors. He's like an orange and reddish, super vibrant colors, especially right after he sheds. It's kind of a crazy coloration that he has there. But they make awesome reptiles. So for beginner snakes, I would definitely recommend them, if not the best, probably up there with, you know, the top 3. But I think corn snakes, you know, getting into the hobby, especially if you have young kids, and you're wanting to get them, you know, a beginner reptile or snake, they're awesome. So again, go pick one out at your local pet store. Make sure you do your research, you know, before you get anything. But corn snakes, I think, definitely make the best, if not one of the best snakes or reptiles for beginners. So we're going to go over ratings now. So again, the hognoses we featured, we showed you Cookie, and then we showed you Ripley, the one-eyed lavender. He just tried to bite me again. I think he's hungry. So I think he keeps going to my finger thinking it's a pinky. So we're gonna rate them now. So we're gonna go 1 out of 5. So we'll start off with the hognose. So your hognose snake, you know, for care and needs, we're gonna give them a 5 out of 5 for care and needs. You know, for personality and stuff like that, we'll give them a 3 out of 5 because they can be scary, especially for new beginners. But overall, if you cannot, you know, be scared of them, they're not gonna bite you. He may bite you if he's hungry. You know, any kind of reptile, if they're hungry and they have that big feeding response, will come at it. But an overall score for the hognose, we're going to give them a 4 out of 5 total score. So, you know, the only downside I would say is just the personality. Again, that can be a pro or a con. You know, for beginners, I would say that's probably a con because you can get scared of your snake. But if you can get past that, they make awesome animals. They're never really going to bite you. Next is the corn. So corn snake, other than the feeding response, of which he's showing now because he's hungry, they make awesome snakes. So super handleable. They'll kind of sit on you just like a watch. They'll just sit there and hang and kind of just, you know, run all around there. And there's all different kinds of colors and stuff. Their care is super easy. They have great personalities. They'll come out, you'll see them basking. You're going to see them a lot more than you will your hognose. They do get a little bit bigger, you know, but overall, I give them a 5 out of 5. They're definitely the best, in my opinion, for beginner snakes. You know, there's other ones out there that get a little bit bigger, but if you're looking for a smaller snake that's going to be handleable, that'll be great as a starter, I think corn snakes are the best. So guys, make sure if you enjoyed this, again, if you have any questions or want me to do any other reptiles, we're going to feature a couple more in the series to go over. But make sure you drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new and you enjoy this content. We're going to be, again, posting on Tuesdays and Fridays. And so more to come. But make sure you stay tuned in. You know, drop a like down below, comment what your favorite part of this was. If you want me to do anything different next time, again, we're new to this whole YouTube thing, so just trying out and seeing what works, what doesn't. But I love this guy. So I appreciate you joining. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one.